Hello, guys. This is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now, this is What If Deku is a bakugou. Now, this one is going to be sorry, a HMA crossover with the Marvel Universe, the ACU. Now, I've I've told what I want to do with this quirk for this What If to make it a little bit more different than Bakugou's. So I did I mentioned it on my community tab. If you haven't, checked it out. If you haven't checked it out, I'll explain it now. Now, Izumi, she's able to sorry, give me guys. She could sorry. I'm trying to say this a certain way so it makes sense. Izumi can pinpoint the output of power she releases in her explosions that she released on her palms. She also has the ability to touch implant charges on any surfaces, any person or surface. But they do got like a what was it? A time delay. She could trigger them anytime she want, but there is a time delay where if she goes if she doesn't discharge about maybe she has a time limit of 2 minutes. If her charges are not discharged by the 2 minute mark, they will blow up on their own. And she also can release an explosion just like Bakugo. And when she gets really serious, her explosion turns to blue. That's pretty much about it. This is going to be part zero of what if female Deku is a Bakugo. So let's start our what if. This time around, Izumi wasn't. Sorry. Inko is not Izumi's mother, and this one is going to be Miski. She gave birth to two twins, one boy, one girl. Bakugo came first, and she was shocked to see the doctor tell her that she has twins. Bakugo Koski has more of a dirty blonde hair color. Izumi has a your very bright blonde color. A few months after the pregnancy, after she recovered, they've been they've been struggling for money. They can't afford to support two children at the same time. Miski's job is making cuts, personnel cuts. So she's not sure if she's still going to have the job. She's not sure if she's still going to have a job, as she was forced with the a hard decision to pick what child she wants to keep and what child to go in an orphanage. After several, it took her several weeks to get up the courage and pick a child to send away, as she sent Izumi off. She gave all rights to the custody of the child, as it was sent to the orphanage. The orphanage was everything was normal in the orphanage for about 3 months. Then the orphanage was shut down because the city wanted to renovate the area for more shopping malls. So they tore down the orphanage, as all the children go into separate orphanage all around the world, all around Japan, except for Izumi. She was sent to one of their sister orphanages over there in America. Izumi growing up in an orphanage was pretty much normal. She never talked to anyone. She stick to herself. And the moment that her quirk activated, she came obsessed with it. trying to how powerful she could get with it, as that's what's her drive, just to make her more powerful, to see what she could do with her quirk and what's the limits of this ability that she was gifted. They did take her to the quirk doctor and the orphanage doctor that looks at quirks, told her abilities and what she could do with it, and possibilities if she works hard to it. As Izumi would, scoff at the old man. It's like, whatever, old man. You're telling me you're telling me stuff I probably would have figured out by myself. As she tells the sister, I'm ready to go. As they leave the little doctor office that they have to go to. She trained her quirk every day until one day, when she was, testing out her quirk, as she output too much power and breaks her arm. As she screamed out in pain, as the sister took her to the doctor, and they had someone with a healing quirk heal her. As they explained to her, you need to be more careful with your quirk, because your body is, extremely meant for that ability, but you're overtaxing your body. You need to lay off the training for a little bit. As all the nuns are kind of worried about Izumi, because she's, all about making her quirk the best thing she possibly can make it out of. Because of her aggressive attitude, that sorry, as she never got adopted because of her aggressive attitude. A lot of the parents are, struggling off by that. She has quite a temper. She's not angry all the time, but once you piss her off, that's when she, starts to light explosions off. And she doesn't play well with others. Doesn't mean she can't. I mean, she has before, but those are rare occasions when one of the kids is bullying a younger kid. She'll interfere and blast explosion at him, as she would stomp his head in. So she's quite violent and brutal. As we time like when she was around, let's say 10 years old, she overheard some of the nuns talking about what the priest told them, as they want to put Izumi, um, they want to medicate her on cork suppressants because she's becoming too rambunctious. She kind of doesn't know when to stop when she starts. So she heard. Izumi was extremely pissed off as she grabbed one of the backpacks in one of the rooms that she sleeps in. She grabs all her, possessions. Not much. Mostly clothes. Like a duffel bag. As she puts it over her shoulder as she sneaks out at nighttime. In the dead of night, sneaks out the orphanage. As she spends her time on the streets, roughing it. If we cut to Izumi, let's say, I don't know what time skip I should give her. All right, we're gonna say we're gonna time skip when she's 14, as she did find a place to stay at, a abandoned warehouse that has a bomb shelter. So she furnished that stuff off, as she had to go to the library to get some information on how she could get power to this place. As she uses the library computers, as she finds how the way to get power to the place without going through the correct methods. So yeah, she's still in power and cable because the girl likes to watch TV. And her methods of getting money, it's not the normal way, not the right way to do things, but she has to do what she has to do. She goes around either pickpocketing, due to off delivery job that she doesn't ask any questions. Delivers some packages too from some shady people that she's met being on the street. And she also did debt collecting a few times and robbed a couple stores. The people around her neighborhood, they start calling her by C4. How she could plant explosions out of nowhere and not seeing any explosions whatsoever, any bombs. So they start calling her C4. We cut to a bar somewhere in town, not too far away from Izumi's where she's at. As you have Logan walks in, as you have X23, as she's drinking alcohol, she's just drinking, trying to get over the whole fact that all her sisters are dead that were cloned from her. And she's basically a clone of Logan. So, yeah, so she's still broken up about that. It's it's been about a few years since that's occurred, but she's not handling it too well. What do you want, Logan? I have a mission for you. If you could get yourself up. What is it? We need you to look. We need you to see what's been going down. As he tells her where the location is, apparently someone named by C4 is causing a bit of a ruckus. We need you to either take them in or take them out. As she takes a drink of her beer, as she slams it down on the table. What type of name is C4? Is she a mutant? As 23, lights a cigarette up. Not sure, 23. As Xavier said, he's been searching, but he doesn't think she's a mutant. She's one of those superpower folks, I take it. Possibility, but this could be a quirk. A quirk. A quirk. What the hell is a quirk? It's something that's more prominent out there in Japan. There's people with quirks out here, but with people with superhuman abilities, metas running around everywhere, they're they're overlooked. But the rest of the population thinks she's a mutant, and that's not, and that's we don't need that type of bad press. Fine, this is the last time, Logan. Very well, 23. See you around, kid. As Logan walks out of the bar. C4, huh? As she takes the last drink of her drink, and she sets it back down. Well, this will be a cakewalk. As we cut a few days, if you see Izumi walking in with two armed men wearing suits, heavy artillery, as they're escorting her into a office, as she steps in, as the man at the desk smiles. Well, well, C4. It's good to see you again, kid. As Izumi's like, seriously, you have to call me that? It suits you, Izumi. Fine, whatever. What do you want? What's the job? Take it, this has to do something with the job. Exactly, Izumi. Because here you've done work with us. You're a very reliable freelancer. This job is going to be a little different than the rest. This is a hit job. As Izumi, you know my rules. I don't kill. I maim, but don't kill. It's like, you're probably right. You're probably not up for the challenge. As Izumi is like, what did you say? Don't get me wrong, I could do it. Easily. Well, then taking a job won't be that hard for you, was it? And she's like, how much does it pay? As he announced the price, it's a 10,000. Um, 10,000. You get 5,000 now, and another 5,000 when the job's done. Fuck it. Who's the target? Spider-Man. As Izumi, her eyebrow, lift up. Excuse me. My associate that we have a very lucrative business deal. He's been causing him problems. He needs to be taken out of the equation. As he's like, you serious? You want me to kill Spider-Man? The loser is accidental prone. He sensed danger. That's going to be almost impossible to take him down. As the man, well, if you want the job, you're going to have to figure it out, sweetie. As she liked the little explosion in her hand. Don't call me that. Okay. Okay, firecracker. So what do you say? You want the job? Fine, I'll take it. But this is the only one. Very well. As Izumi walks out, she's storming through the base. Out of my way, maggots. As she pushes people out of the way, as she opens the door. God damn it. As she puts the money, she has, well, let's say, I don't know what she would have, about 5,000. So they gave her, she put it in her backpack as she walks off to her base. As she hides the money. As she picks up a burner phone. As she does it, this is Izumi. I need you to get in contact with someone for me. A job. I got a job that I can't do alone. C4, what do you need? Who do you need contact with? As she's getting irritated, I need you to get in contact with the only person that I know that has the most combat experience with the target for my job, that is the Green Goblin. What? You want to get in contact with the Green Goblin? Yes. Can you work this? Yeah, I could get it done. If you do this for me, our debt is cleared. Oh, sorry. As he's like, if I do this for you, our debt is cleared, right? You agreed? Agreed. Good. Keep this phone for a few more days, and hopefully, the Green Goblin will contact you. It's 4 or 5 hours later as she gets a phone call. As all she hears is, "This is Norman Osborn. I heard you have a very interesting proposal." Yes. But I prefer to do things face to face, young, what's, what would you like me to refer you as? Just call me C4, I guess. Very well, Miss C4. Judging by your tone of your voice, you're pretty young. I prefer to do things meet on meet. I'll pick a neutral territory. I don't wish to discuss these things over the phone. Understood. As I want you meet me there in about 30 minutes. Can you make it there from where you're at? It can be done. I'll see you soon. As they hang up, as Izumi goes off, gets her jacket, as she goes off to the location. As she's at the destination, as a limo pulls up, as a man comes out. Mr. Osborne is waiting for you. As she enters the limousine, as she's like, huh, nice, old man. Thank you, Miss C4. I'm surprised you're quite young to get into this type of work. Considering what my contact told me vague what you want. So why did you want to why did you want to talk to me, young lady? Simple. I got offered a job, you know, to kill the spider, and I took it. And you're the only one that I know of that has the most experience with my target. How much were you offered? 10,000. And I know that's way under below what the normal rate for this type of thing is. But they're low time crooks. They don't have that type of money. And it's a good way to test my quirk. As Osborne quirk, so you do have ability. Yeah, as I want to know what it is. As Izumi, goes through it, as very well, this would actually work. Yes, I'll help you in your little mission. After all, I have my own beef with the spider. We're agreed upon it then? Yes. As Izumi and the Green Goblin shake hands, partner, as they go to Oscorp, as they get him out. Well, he gets outfitted in his suit. As Izumi, quite impressed with the fanciness of this place. As Izumi whistles, fancy place you got here, moneybags. As all he ignores that comment as he gets suited up. As some time has progressed, as they are getting ready, as they went to the location, as Osmond knows where Spider-Man is at the moment. Osborn, sorry, that's different. Yeah, whatever. Osborn, knows where Spider-Man is right now. All right, kid, I'll distract him. You go in for the surprise attack. Very well. As Spider-Man was swinging, as his spiderweb got cut, as all he saw was Green Goblin drop a pumpkin bomb. As while Spider-Man and Green Goblin are fighting, as Izumi is setting charges all around that area. As she gets back to a position where she could oversee the fight better. Spider-Man finally took down the Goblin's glider as they land on the ground. As all Spider-Man could hear is footsteps running towards him as when he's about to turn around, all he saw was a large explosion as his spider sense sings, his spider sense tingled right before the explosion. But the impact of the blast still pushes them forward. As the Green Goblin grabs the back of his neck, slams him into the ground. That's Osborn is kicking Parker in the stomach. As Spider-Man shoots his web out to escape the beating he's about to be taking. As he lands on the side of the wall, as Izumi smiling. I wouldn't step on that, are you, bug brain? As Spider-Man, what? As his spider sense pop up as a part of the building it explodes. As each area Spider-Man, it's been, landing. He's been hitting an explosion every time because Izumi was analyzing how he fights, way he moves. So she has Spider-Man by She's having fun with him. As Spider-Man thought that was the last of it, as he's like, come on! As a large explosion goes off. This one's a little more bigger. This one was a blue explosion on mine. As it goes off as Spider-Man goes through a window. Spider-Man used both his webs to stretch backwards, to pull backwards as he goes flying towards Izumi. As soon as he sees her walk through the door, as Izumi, just gently just move out of the way, lighting up a big explosion on her palm. As Spider-Man goes flying back into the wall, as Izumi, cracks her neck, cracks her knuckles. Nothing personal, bug brain, but someone's paying me, quite a bit of money to take you out. As, Parker's, oh, so people do care. As Izumi sighs, oh, I heard you're one of those talkers. But you don't have to worry. You won't have to talk anymore. As, sorry, but I enjoy talking. As he's rambling on, trying to find a way out of this. As Parker is irritating Izumi, as she's getting pissed. Shouldn't you be in school, young lady? What would your parents think? As that was the last straw, as she lights off a big blue explosion, blowing up a good amount of buildings around. Luckily for Izumi, these are abandoned buildings, so Spider-Man shoots out of the window as he's like, note to self, don't piss her off. As the Green Goblin and Parker continue to fight as Izumi's just irritated. As when she was to turn back her attention to the fight, as she sees this woman with black hair come out of nowhere behind Green Goblin, stabs him in the back. As Spider-Man jumps up and knees the Green Goblin up in air, as Spider-Man webs him up and slams him into the ground. As the woman kicks Green Goblin, knocking him out. Spider-Man, thanks for the save, X-23. Didn't expect you to be in the neighborhood. I'm on a little job for Logan. I heard some rumors that someone named C4 in his location. I just came upon your little fight. As she hears a young girl's voice, who the fuck are you, old hag? As X-23, excuse me? You heard me, I didn't stutter. Called you old hag. Jimmy looks down. Seems like the loser got taken out. I won't have that problem. As she rushes towards Spider-Man and I forget her name again. I keep forgetting. Spider-Man and X-23 think she's charging straight at him. As she does a sidestep, as she touches the ground, as she does that to confuse him, as Spider-Man's be careful, X-23, she has the ability to create explosions. It's fun. As she's like, shut up, Spider-Man, fight. As she blasts forward, as she goes in for a flying kick, as Spider-Man jumps out of the way, as he lands on a landmine, as it blows up, as Izumi blasts backwards, as she lands back on her feet, sliding against the ground. Shit, that woman's good. Stupid old hag. And the spider, I can't defeat them on my own, by myself. This is not going in my favor. I need an exit strategy. As she's continuing to fight him, as she's looking for exit strategy, as she smiles, X-23 sees that. Izumi sees some cars in the middle of the road. As the people, were driving, they booked their ride. They ran out of that car. Was they seen a girl, making explosions out of nowhere? Yeah, they book it. They weren't stupid. As there's a couple, two lines of them. As Izumi's luring them in the middle of them. As while she's doing that, she's touching the cars. As X-23 sees that as she yells at Spider-Man, "Spider-Man, watch out! It's a trap!" As Izumi smiles, as the cars explode, as Izumi turns around and blasts off, flying with her quirk, dodging through some couple alleyways, weaving, going several alleyways, going the back way, trying to lose them. At the Spider-Man, as X-23 sees there's no one there, as she looks over to the side as she sees Spider-Man on top of a street light. As Spider-Man's like, "Woo, oh, that girl does have a fiery temper." And it matches her ability. Lovely. Teenagers, gotta love them. As X-23 is getting irritated. We need to go after her. As Spider-Man, no, I'm good. Yeah, no. The girl is hired to kill me. Yeah, I'm staying away from her. That's all you. If you're here for her, you know, you're go more. Sorry, give me a hair. I totally forgot what I was going to say. You're more than welcome. I have to be anywhere anyways, as he jumps off because he's late with the date with his girlfriend. So whoever that is, I really don't care right now. It's either Mary Jane or Black Cat. It's one of those two. I'm not really going to go into that because that's not really about Spider-Man. I fucking hate him. As she turns around, as she picks up her scent, as she goes running off. Yeah, there's once she gets someone scent. Yeah, you're pretty much done for. She's gonna catch you no matter what. She decides to hide in a factory. There's nothing in there. Just boxes. They're moving locations. So as she shuts the metal door, as she puts the latch on it, as she was about to go the other end, as all she heard was a clawing noise as she sees two metal claws popping out of the door. Shit, shit, shit. As she sees the woman kick the door in. Surrender now. It'll be a lot easier on yourself, girl. I don't want to have to hurt you. As Izumi get in a brawler stance. As she's not a trained martial artist, no whatsoever. She doesn't know martial arts. She does brawls at the moment. As Izumi goes in for a attack, user explosion. As X-23 grab her wrist, as she puts her arm around her back, as she sweeps her leg, as she pins her to the ground with her arm behind her back, as she grabs the other one, as she grabs some nifty little wrist tie things, as she puts it behind her wrist. Dirty trick, old hag. And she's like, "Stop calling me that. Then stop being an old hag. Release me. You know this won't keep me. You know this won't restrain me for long. I'll just blow them off." As X-23 had enough of her, as she karate chops her back in the neck, as she knocks her out. As she pulls out her cell phone, as she dials a number. "Logan, I need, do you happen to have one of those, do you have one of those, or are you able to get one of those nifty little collars for people with quirks?" As he's like, "Yes, Professor Xavier does have one. I got, I got C4." she's out cold. As Logan, she, yeah, by the looks of her, she's quite young. Probably 13 or 14 years old. And by the looks of her, she's been on the streets for a while. I'll explain the situation once I get back to the manor. As Izumi wakes up in a prison like room, it's one of the attention cells in at the sorry I for, the manor at the X Men headquarters. I forget what it's called. She looks around as only thing she sees is a glass, a very not glass but a plastic like substance. As she noticed, her cork's not working. As she tugs at her the collar she's wearing. As she's like, bastards collaring me. I'm gonna kill them. Calm down, Izumi. Just calm down. As she does some breathing exercises, as she calms down, as she sits down on the bed, as she's thinking, how do I get out of this? Apparently, I'm captured. Doesn't look like a normal cell, so I don't think the authorities have me. As Izumi sees a man in a wheelchair, bald head, as she sees that woman that she was fighting before, as she's like, you. As she sees, Jean Greg. As Xavier looks at her, it's like, as he smiles, like, you've been quite troublesome, young lady, have you, recently? You've been giving me quite a bit of trouble. As Izumi looks at it, as she's like, what do you want, crippled? As Jean was shocked, as X-23 kind of, was not trying to laugh. You're a rude one, aren't you? Yeah, what you want? Considering I'm kind of in your custody, whoever you are. The only reason I haven't, I haven't made this whatever this place is, a demolition site, is this little nifty little present you gave me. As she touches the collar, points at it. My apologies, young lady, but with what we know of you, it's in our best interest to make sure you don't cause trouble. As X-23, stands closer to the plastic glass thing, but I want to know is why were you going after Spider-Man? Why you team up with Green Goblin? As a Xavier's, don't try to lie to me, girl. I am a telepath. So is my protege over here. You know I can't tell you that. It's confidential. It's for business. You understand. Crippled. I know you were hired to kill Spider-Man. I want to know why you decide to take that job. Take the assassination job. As X-23 is mostly curious about Izumi. As Xavier sighs, Jean, do it. Are you sure? Sure. Are you sure, Professor? We need the information. This is not getting us anywhere. As Izumi, you better not. If I think what you're about to think about me doing, oh, you're gonna pay. As Professor X, Xavier, it's like, sorry, Miss Young Lady, but we have no choice. We need to know what exactly you're got mixed up into with. As Jean's like, you won't feel anything. I'll be as gentle as possible. As X-23's, I want to see whatever you see. As Xavier, shows X-23. Izumi's life. As Jean tries to invade Izumi's mind, as because of her personality set, how she is, she has a lot of walls up, so she has a decent strength, a psyche. When it comes down to it, it took Jean a little bit. She was struggling for a little bit, but she finally got in it. As she assumed Izumi's life from her being born and her parents dropping her off in an orphanage, as the orphanage, eventually getting shut down and her getting delivered somewhere in America, and overhearing the nuns talking about the priest that they want to put the girl under quirk suppressors. They want to suppress the one thing in her life that she enjoys. So they saw her, just totally leave the orphanage because she wasn't gonna get adopted, and she knew that, so she wasn't stupid. So she took off. They were gonna kick her out anyways when she turned 18, so she would rather leave now and wait. So they saw her through her struggles, how to get food, and they saw through her life and saw through the events of the job she's taken and why she took the job. It was just money, really. Xavier stroked his chin as he finally speak up. X-23. I would love to guide this young girl to the direct path, but unfortunately she's not a mutant, so I can't really help her. But I believe the best person to do that would be you. Are you sure, Professor? I don't like, I don't really like being around kids. Teenagers, at least. You know why? As as is, I know, but where this girl is heading, it's most likely going to be either a prison cell or an execution cell. With her abilities, she's very dangerous. As Xavier is saying this through her, Xavier is talking her through, you know, through the mind. They're not talking out loud, so Izumi can't hear this. The girl needs guidance. She's never had a family whatsoever. The only family she had that dropped her off. So she'll need something. She'll need someone like you. In turn, it should help you come to terms with things. As she doesn't want to, but she finally agrees to take Izumi in. As Xavier finally speaks up. Young lady, we've come to our decision. I'll be talking to the authorities, and X-23 here will be your guardian, and I'll have try to get majority of your hopefully all your crimes taken care of. And he's like, what? Why would you do that? What are you after? Everyone wants something. What's your end game here? As I say, there's no end game, young miss. I just want you to have, a better direction in life. As Izumi's, how much did you see? As Jane's like, sorry, we pretty much saw all of it. As she opens the cell, as she's like, from here on out, I'm your guardian, and we'll be keeping that collar on for a little bit until until I know I could trust you. As Izumi, grunts at her as she pulls her out by the collar. As she's like, I could walk. I know. You know I could walk. I know, but I want to leave. As she says goodbye to Xavier, as she's directing her to her vehicle. As by chance she was driving a car. As she tells her to get in. as they drive back to her place. As she's like, "So, what's your name?" "I don't want to keep calling you C4. That's kind of weird." As Izumi's like, and X23 isn't. Fair enough. But I would like to know your name. I don't want to keep calling you that. As she's like, "Fine. You're probably gonna nag me till I tell you anyway. It's Izumi." As she shows her around the house, as she shows her room, as she gives her, boundaries that she's not used to. Things are gonna be different, Izumi. Your lifestyle is that's done with. That's over with. I will let you stay at the house for a couple weeks to adjust to your new lifestyle. Then I'll be sending you to school. As Izumi, school? Why would I want to go there? As that's not a choice, young lady. That's a demand. You're going to school. You're going to go get an education like a normal girl. And hopefully you don't end up a freaking end up in prison. I'm gonna make sure you don't go towards that area. And the collar will stay on until I know you can be trusted around normal citizens and all that. Dinner will be at 8 or 9 if I'm home. If not, I could teach you to cook if you don't know already. A set of chores that needs to be done every week. As she goes through what she needs to be doing. As Izumi's not liking this one bit. And I'll be signing you up with I think what the professor called it was court counseling. What I've been told about quirks, sometimes it affects the mind as well. So we're definitely going to get you get you evaluated. If you already had your quirk tested, we're going to test it again. See what exactly it does to you. And that's not a negotiable, by the way. Why don't you get settled in your room and I'll have dinner ready in a few hours? As she directs, she tells her to go now. As Izumi goes off to her room that told her that her room was. As she was calling her, old hag the whole time. As X23 is like, I could hear that. As yeah, so she gets tired as she looks around the room. As there's a couple books there already, so she reads them because they're books, nothing else to do. As Izumi smells the food as she comes down, as she sits down on the table, as 23 sits down a dish as Izumi thanks her. As that caught her by surprise, as she's like, "It's fine, Izumi." As she's like, "Also forgot to tell you, your curfew from now on will be 8 o'clock sharp at the house." As she's like, "Whatever." As she's like, "Why are you doing this?" "I know full well you're gonna dump me like everyone else, so what's your end game?" "I've already told you what our end game is and what I want." And it's like, I don't buy it. I learned real fast that you can't trust people. You can't really count on them. You gotta look out for yourself. No one's going to. And the one people that I did trusted want to put me on medication to take away what I treasure most. You probably know, probably majority of my life, considering those psychic freaks. 23 give her a stern look. fine, whatever. Listen, Izumi. The, the professor thinks I'm best suited to help you. I know you've had a rough life. I should know. I've had a similar background. As she's not going to go into all detail of how she was created in her past, but she has a shitty background as well. A lot worse than Izumi, but Izumi has a lot of trust issues. Izumi sighs as she gets up from the table, puts her dishes away. She cleans them, as she's like, thanks for the food. 23. As she goes up to her room, as she stops. Whatever this is, this doesn't make us a family. I don't trust you. As Izumi, walks up the stairs. As X23 sighs, as she has like a sad look, as she's just staring at her food. As she gives off a little bright smile a little bit, as she's like, that girl so reminds me of her. As she's referring to one of her sisters, her personality. I'm just saying one of them act like that way. I don't know how they would act in canon because I don't really read a whole lot of comic books anymore. So I know she had like technically like there was like I think three of them that were like a main focus on the comic book. I think three or four of them. But there was like a few more. But I'm just saying one of the clone sisters of her or whatever acted that way. So that she met, during one time with the rest of her sisters before they were killed. As the days progress, it does normal. They don't Izumi doesn't talk to her. She doesn't engage in conversation with 23. She doesn't trust her one bit. She is thankful that whatever they did, they're not charging Izumi with anything. Xavier pulled a lot of strings to pull that off, so no fallback on her. And she's underage, so yeah, so and they told the police that she's in one of their associate custody, so they'll be taking care of her, make sure she's not a further problem. Now, I don't know what X23 does for a living, or if she does anything. Like, I know she has a house. That's as far as I know. I don't know if she has like a part-time job, but whatever way she gets income in this, what if she gets the same? I don't know how, but she gets income. Izumi noticed, she leaves, a good portion of the day, comes back, goes to sleep, then does patrol occasionally with the X-Men. It's not a night leading, but she does, but she does the whole, team up with the X-Men thing. She's not a member, but they do ask for her help. As we cut to the her first day of school, prior to getting ready for the test that she had to do to see what skill level she at educational wise before she went to school, she did do the whole court canceling. That went like normal. No one died or no one exploded, so that's always a good sign. Now, Izumi, before I let you go, for your first day of school, I'm trusting you on this. As she takes off her collar. Behave yourself. I don't want to hear for you getting into a fight. Only use your ability in self-defense if it's required. And don't try to run. I have your scent, so I can find you immediately. As she smiles, she's like, whatever, Ag. As as she slams the door. Like, I, I want to strangle that girl. As she drives off. Hopefully those spider kids to keep an eye on him. Hi, oh sorry. Hopefully the spider kids to keep an eye on her. Izuku's classmates for this, it's going to be Silk, Cindy Moon, and Spider Gwen. I think she has a one other title. I think she was Spider Woman at some point where she earned that name, but I'll just refer from Cindy and Gwen. So they're in school. They're I'm having them the same age as Izumi for this story. Spider-Man, did inform them that he knows someone's going to transfer their school. As he explained, don't piss her off. Like she's quite explosive. Yeah, literally, physically explosion. So yeah, she informed the two Spider Kids, of the situation. As she walks through the school, as everyone's in class, as she sees, one of the staff, one of the not teachers, but almost like a secretary. And she's like, "Hey, pencil pusher, where is class D8?" As he's like, "Excuse me, did I stutter? Where's this class? I'm new here." As he tells her where to go. As she's like, "Thanks," and she walks off. We cut to the class as Gwen and Cindy. I think that was her name. I'm gonna double check, make sure I got that right. I was right, but I'm just gonna call Cindy Silk, just for convenience. As Silk and Gwen see Izumi walk in, as they got the brief description of what she looks like, as Stacy's like, "Silk, I think that's her." As she's like, "Yeah, I'm aware." As Silk goes back to her schoolwork. Introduce yourself, dear. Fine. Name's Izumi. Where's my seat, old man? Where's my seat, old man? Is this one of these lame schools where you have to have assigned seats? Because that would be a drag. As the teacher says, "Oh, you're gonna be you're an ungrateful one." Um, no, you sit wherever you want. As there was no seat open. Only seats are open is the left. Sorry, in between Silk and Gwen. As Izumi sits down, as the teacher, did the rest of the lesson. The teacher doesn't like Izumi from the start. She's very disrespectful with how she talks. She's a bakugou, so she's gonna be similar to bakugou a little bit. As Izumi, continues her torture at the school, as she doesn't want to be here. It's just torture for her, like sitting to listen to some old fart talking. As she's education wise, she's good off. She, always was searching for knowledge. Some knowledge is more for benefit more than others, but she's not stupid one bit. She's quite smart. She's not like a genius like Nezu, but she's really smart. Let's just say she's a little bit below Momo when it comes to intelligence. Having a photographic mind can do that to you. So she does her class, doesn't talk to anyone, and anyone does try to talk to her. She's quite nasty to them. As eventually the kids, the rest of the people at the class know, she doesn't want to talk to anyone. She doesn't, want to be friends with anyone. As she's just sitting by herself against a tree outside during lunch. Zumi looks up as she sees two girls standing in front of her. As Gwen's like, "You mind we sit with you?" As Izumi's like, "I really don't care. Do what you want. It's a free country." As they both sit down, Gwen on the right and Silk on the left. As they're asking her why she's not talking to anyone, I have no interest in these fakes or making friends in general. People will only disappoint you at the end of the day. And I could tell a majority of people at the score are bottom feeders. As while Izumi was talking to the both of them, Izumi was sitting much near the area where, you know, sports game some kids like to play during lunch break. As a baseball, comes flying towards Izumi, as you have Gwen catches it, as Izumi was surprised. Gwen yells at them to be careful. Calls them idiots as she, walks back down there. Walks back to Izumi as she sits down. As she's like, "Listen, I know you don't want friends, but it would be really nice if I would be one of your friends." As Gwen's giving her a puppy dog look. As Silk is sighing. As Silk's like, she's not gonna stop bugging you until you agree. Trust me. I've been trying to get rid of her since the moment I met her. Fortunately, she kind of stuck. Fine, I'll try it. Maybe it'll stop that old hag from pestering me about making friends. Oh, sometimes I wish I could blow that woman up to smithereens. As Gwen and Silk sigh, or nervous, sweat because they know of her ability. But Izumi doesn't know that they know. Since this encounter, they've been slowly breaking down Izumi's wall she puts up, where she's finally over time she mellowed out a lot, where she's not always trying to hurt someone to the point where they have to go to the hospital. There was a couple incidents with some bullies that Izumi pounded them into the ground. There was one instance where she used her quirk one time, but she decided to not use her quirk at school because it's become a big of a hassle. Because she doesn't want to hear another lecture from her adopted parent. And the quirk laws in America are more lenient out here than Japan. So there is no, quirk using your quirk out in public. There's no law against that. There's a kind of a law against using your quirk on other people. That's considered assault. So that's still occur, but they're kids, and Izumi wasn't about to go, hurt them to the degree where they were gonna die. So she has really control of her quirk, and with the quirk canceling, it's really helped. As 23 and Izumi's relationship has, improved drastically. As they occasionally talk, and usually when she has, free time, Izumi's always hanging out with her. As they're sitting down, this eating dinner, as they're talking now, she's asking about her day, and she's telling you the answers she got, and as we cut to the conversation, we'll go into the story while I'll do that. And she's like, "So, notice you've been hanging out with those girls again. It's good that you made friends. As it's fine. They're not as bad. The blonde's a bit cleany, but Cindy's more laid back. I'm surprised they even like each other. They're total opposites." As she laughs. As she continues eating dinner. as she puts the dishes away. As she's like, "Did you had enough?" "Yeah, I had enough. Thank you for dinner, Mom." As that took her by surprise, as Izumi just blank stare, as she's like, You heard nothing. I didn't say nothing." As she walked up in her room embarrassed, with her face red. During this time in the story, let's say the process of her, opening up the way to point where she is right now. That was a slow process of, let's say, like about almost 4 months. So during that time, they had enough time to, establish, a slowly building, her opening up to 23. Izumi pacing in her room. I was like, I can't believe I just said that. I literally said that. Stupid Izumi. As she has a palm face on her hand, as she's in that position, in that pose where she's stupid. She thinks she's stupid, and she's like, why did I call her that? I know for one she's not my mother. But she has been taking care of me, and given she gave me some lame ass rules, but she's been kind of good to me, and she hasn't ditched me off yet. As the next few days were very awkward, as Izumi would still answer to her, but in short words, much as words as possible to get out of there. That occurs, for a while, or both of them don't know how to take the information that happened prior night, and 23 doesn't know how to process that. That's another thing she wasn't expecting, and Izumi wasn't expecting to call her that either, and she just did it kind of out of reflex. She's she's getting comfortable living with her, and she's starting to see her as a mother, even though she's trying to deny it, to scoff at the idea. But yeah, that's how she really feels about her guardian X-23. As one night she's getting home from a late night of whatever she was doing, work most likely. As she walks in house, as Izumi's like, "Oh, you're up still. It's kind of late." As she's like, "Sit down, dinner's almost ready." As she's, "Ooh, you made dinner. You normally don't do that." "I do know how to cook." As she sets the plate down, as they both eat dinner. Um, X-23. As Izumi, kind of nervous. As she's like, "Yes. What is it, dear?" As, "Can we talk?" As she put her fork down, and she's like, "Yes, of course. What's on your mind?" It's about what I said a couple nights ago. Ever since you took me in, you've treated me nice, giving rules and all that drag, but it's a acceptable trade off without instead of sleeping on the street. And you have stay true to your world. You didn't dump me off, and I've got really comfortable here and with you with me. I know I'm not the easiest person to get along with, but I do appreciate it. And without knowing, apparently, I do see you as a mother, even though I want to deny it. But I know what I feel. Now, I don't know where we go from here, though. This is something I've never had to deal with. Listen, Izumi. you had a rough start here at first, but after we figured out that your quirk does affect your judgment and your temperament, we were slowly able to get it under control. And you've done good. You haven't caused no trouble. And since you've been here, I kind of have to admit, I do see you as a daughter. The reason I've been so harsh on you is because I do care. It's not because I want to be a bitch. It's because I care. I have to make sure you're brought up properly. As 23 sees, Izumi crying a little bit, as she gets up, as she goes over to hug her, as they have a nice, touchy moment there, as they get their emotions into check. And what changes now is nothing, daughter. Only difference is, the title will be different. As Izumi, smiles, it's like, thank you, Mom. Why don't you, go to sleep? It's pretty late. You have school in the morning. As we're going to probably stop it there. Yeah, a good spot to leave it off. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, so this one, this one won't probably reappear. Probably maybe after Dragonkin Deku is completed, because I have one more episode of Jack Frost Deku to do. Then I got to do the rest of Dragonkin. But I'm near the end. Like I'm pretty much at the end on that one. So that one won't take me long to finish. There won't be a lot of parts. So then we can mark this up to one of the slots, I think. Yeah, because I'll move this up on the slot because I really want to do this one. I really do. So then after this one's finished, when it gets onto the main slot of my main slot for my main what ifs I focus during the week, then we'll work on my other what ifs like my Symbiote Deku and my other ones that you want to get continuation of that I haven't touched upon for a while. So don't worry, I haven't forgot about the series. I just need to get these series taken care of. You know, completing two series, then replacing it with one. Then when that finishes, I'll start going down the list. So that's how we're gonna do things for right now. And the only reason this one I released this one because I really got into mood to do this one, and I had to get this idea out of my head. At least get part zero out, so I don't forget. So that's why I released a new what if. So yeah, that's pretty much new content you're gonna see out of new what ifs. This was the only one I was gonna do. Oh, this will be continuing on my other what ifs that I've already made. So catch you guys in the next video.